Another theory, another video. Today I'm going to be talking about one that has been on my mind for ages, ever since I first watched Attack on Titan's second opening and seeing other people's thoughts on a specific part in that opening as well. The part where Armin is drenched in blood and all alone. People have said that the blood is from Armin's own friends and comrades, as Titan blood evaporates fairly quickly. I thought about this, and as I actually saw the lyrics in that part of the opening, it came to me. The lyrics say, "I won't let your deaths be meaningless, even if I'm the last one standing." It cuts to Armin drenched in blood all alone, and now people have been saying it foreshadows the actual ending of Attack on Titan. I thought that this isn't anything important as it's just an opening, but I then decided to think about it more and come to different scenarios of how it could go if Armin is actually the last one standing in the Alliance. Before I get into the video, I'd like to say thanks so much for getting me to 400 subscribers, and I just can't believe we're growing so quickly. Now, subscribe if you're new, hit the like button, and turn on bell notifications. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So to start this video off, I'm going to try and talk about how this would actually happen, how Armin will be the only one left standing and tell the tale. For Armin to actually be the only survivor would mean, of course, everyone else dies, the Alliance and Eren as well. At the current moment, Armin is inside the Path's realm with Zeke and is trying to think of some ways to stop the rumbling. As he tries to think of a way, one by one, each Alliance member would fall victim to the Titans of the past. This could show a more realistic approach, as the Alliance are basically up against a load of past Titan shifters that are capable of using their abilities. Armin wouldn't know about this, of course, as he's still in the Path's realm thinking of a plan, so he would still keep pushing on with hope in mind. If Armin does manage to stop the rumbling, probably able to convince Zeke or Ymir to stop it, he could then get out of the Path's realm only to find out that all of the Alliance has been wiped out. Armin would of course be filled with guilt and hate himself a lot more, as he was too late. We already know Armin actually despises himself from looking at the last chapter with him talking about how he was so useless most of the time and he hasn't been able to do a thing, which I could sadly agree on at the point we're at the moment. Armin hasn't really had much of an important role just yet. He's become the commander but hasn't done anything really significant for the time being. With him able to stop the rumbling, he still wouldn't feel right due to the sacrifices that have been made. Eren would still be alive as well, which could make them both go at each other one-on-one. Armin would be pushed to use the Colossal Titan and nuke Eren's Titan and be able to hit the spine. Armin would do this as he can't make the Alliance's deaths meaningless, which opening 2 does say, like I said at the start of the video. "I won't let your deaths be meaningless, even if I'm the last one standing." Armin could say these words that were in opening 2 and gain the courage to finally put an end to Eren. I could see Armin doing that as no one else is alive to be hurt from the colossal nuke. If Armin does survive, it would explain why he would be narrating over the events that have happened in the series. As some of you guys already know, Armin is the narrator, and people have said that from this, they know that Armin will actually survive everything to tell the tale. We just don't know how. If this does actually end up happening and Isayama pulls it off well, like he always does, then Armin's character could become more interesting and intriguing once again in the story. This would be a very tragic ending, of course, but I can kind of see this happening in a similar way if Isayama has been thinking about this ending. The foreshadowing of this ending is there in the story, with Armin as the narrator, the second opening, and Eren saying that Armin will be the one to save humanity. In my opinion, I don't really want Attack on Titan to end like this, but I just thought about talking and explaining this idea. After the rumbling has been stopped and Eren has been defeated, I can see Armin able to talk with the rest of the Malians and Eldians that are on the ground fighting, from which we saw in chapter 136. Armin could explain to them that he was able to stop the rumbling, and also saying how he is an Eldian from Paradise as well. The Malians could accept Armin in some way, the same way Mali had accepted King Fritz years ago. Armin would be the last one standing of the rumbling battle and could be known as the current healers. Zeke and Ymir's situation would be confusing to talk about, as Eren has died in this timeline and doesn't have any control over the founding Titan. So I'm going to try and say Zeke would be stuck in the Path's realm, taking the role Ymir used to have, whilst Ymir could move on as she is finally free and has no role to do in the Paths. Years later after this event, Armin might die due to the curse of Ymir, or since Ymir is free, the curse wouldn't take effect and Armin would survive the curse. The titans that came from the dead titan shifters like Raina or Annie would end up within random babies like they usually do if the titan shifter isn't eaten when they die, and Armin could manage the control over them as he wouldn't have another war, and since Armin is the current commander over the Survey Corps, he would have a high role to do this. So I think I can end it off right there. This was just a short video of me just going through different ideas and ways of how Armin could be the last one standing. Of course, drop some of your own ending theories down below as I love to see them, and I might even talk about them in a video as well, and of course I'll credit you guys. To be honest, I really don't want this type of ending happening, but if it does happen and Isayama pulls it off perfectly, then I wouldn't have much of a problem. So like always, subscribe if you're new, hit the like button and turn on bell notifications. It's been Endless Requiem, peace.